أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا بالقاسم محمد وعلى عترة الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to our series of Dua Bringing It Home. We are doing this series in honor of Imam Ali Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, whose Shahada we will be commemorating in a few days' time, inshallah. And we are looking specifically at Dua Makarimul Akhlaq and just the first stance of it. We started yesterday saying how the dua not only starts and finishes with salawat, but has salawat in between. And we are looking at the first stance, which is sandwiched between the two salawats. So the first line after the salawat is وَبَلِّغْ بِإِيمَانِ أَكْمَلَ الْإِيمَانِ, and cause my faith to reach the most complete of faith. I want to spend today's talk looking at what faith is. So faith has many levels and it can be increased or decreased. In fact, in the Holy Quran, in Surah Anfal, Surah number 8, verse 2, we have أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا. And when his signs are recited to them, they increase their faith. So it shows that faith is something that has different levels. It moves up and down. It can be increased or decreased. A lot of people think that faith and belief is the same thing, but there's not. There's a difference between belief and faith. Belief is the first step, which actually comes into effect after knowledge. So to bring belief into my heart, I need to have knowledge. It comes through knowledge, acquiring knowledge. And then faith is when I put that belief that I got from knowledge into action. So if I give you an example here, it might make it a little bit more clearer. For example, I'm standing at Niagara Falls and I see a man pushing a wheelbarrow on a tightrope over Niagara Falls. He goes from one end of Niagara Falls to the other end of Niagara Falls, pushing this wheelbarrow on a tightrope. And when he comes to the other end, when he comes to my end, he comes off and he says, Did you see that I pushed the wheelbarrow over the Niagara Falls on that tightrope? And I said, yeah, I did. That was amazing. And he says, Do you believe I can do it? And I said, Yes, of course you can. I saw you doing it. So then he goes back again, and this time he pushes the wheelbarrow with a man sitting in the wheelbarrow on the tightrope over Niagara Falls. And when he comes off at my end, he says to me, Do you believe that I can push a man on a wheelbarrow on a tightrope over Niagara Falls? And I say, Yeah, of course I believe it because I saw you doing it. So then he looks at me and he says, Okay, now I want you to get in the wheelbarrow and I'll push you on a tightrope over Niagara Falls. And I'll be like, Yeah, I know. But hang on a minute. You saw me you doing it. You believe that I can do it. Why would you not then sit in the wheelbarrow as I pushed you on the tightrope over Niagara Falls? Just seeing is not enough. I need to have more knowledge. The more knowledge I have, the more belief I will have. My belief will increase, and therefore my faith will increase. So if I have knowledge of the competency of this man, I saw it, but I know it's more than a one-off. I know it's more than luck. I actually know that this man is very, very competent and he knows what he's doing. I have knowledge of the statistics of whether it's possible to do this or not. I have knowledge of science. And as my knowledge increases, my belief increases. And as my belief increases, then my faith increases. And therefore, it is more likely then that I will agree to sit in the wheelbarrow for the man to push me across on a tightrope over Niagara Falls. So I need to increase my knowledge in order to increase my belief, and therefore then my faith will increase, which will be putting my belief into action. So without knowledge, I cannot have faith. So in order to have perfect faith, I must strengthen my belief through acquiring lots of different knowledge that will benefit me. How do I bring this home? I need to look at what I need to acquire of knowledge. and how important it is to acquire knowledge. And in order to realize the importance of acquiring knowledge, I've looked at some of the hadith from the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he says, for example, a little knowledge is better than a lot of worship. In fact, we have other hadiths which talk about how an hour spent by a knowledgeable person lying in his bed thinking about his deeds is better than 70 years spent by a worshipper performing acts of worship. 1 hour of gaining knowledge or discussing knowledge is better than 70 years of worship. All of this is to understand that if I have knowledge, then my worship will be much more deeper worship, because from knowledge my belief will increase, and therefore my faith, which is putting my belief into action by worshipping Allah, will be much, much greater. It will not be a tick box exercise. It will not be just a ritualistic worship, but it will be a worship based on knowledge. And this is why knowledge is so important. Seeking knowledge is an obligation on every Muslim. Indeed, Allah loves those who strive in their quest for knowledge. And we're told even if you have to go to China, and in those days, China was so far away, China was full of non-Muslims. So again, acquiring knowledge from other than Muslims is not something that is frowned upon. In fact, it's recommended, but ensure that the knowledge that I acquire, it doesn't matter where I acquire that knowledge from, but that knowledge should bring me closer to Allah. That knowledge should benefit me, should help me on my journey towards Allah. Then there's another hadith which says, he who goes out to seek knowledge, one is indeed on the path of Allah until he returns. It's as if he spent the whole day fasting and the whole night praying. He it says he who goes out to seek knowledge is himself sought after by paradise. It's not as if I'm trying to get into paradise, but paradise wants me because of the fact that I'm seeking knowledge. And then it says he who goes out to seek knowledge, Allah guarantees him sustenance for him. Again, a lot of the times we feel that sustenance is something that we are in control of, but it is Allah that is in control of it. Sustenance, risk comes from Allah. And one of the ways to ensure that we get our risk is to go out to seek knowledge. We're also told that whoever gains knowledge for the sake of anything other than Allah should take himself a seat in the fire. So it's important to recognize that the knowledge that I gain should be for the pleasure of Allah, should help me, should benefit me in order to bring me closer to Allah. It should help me move on my spiritual journey towards Allah, towards my potential, towards my perfection, towards paradise. And the hadith says, verily the inmates of the fire will be tormented by the stench of the knowledgeable man who had abandoned his knowledge. And there's another hadith which says, anyone granted knowledge by Allah but who suppresses it in spite of knowing it will meet Allah on the day of resurrection bridled with rain of fire. So if I have knowledge, I need to act on it. I need to make sure that it's benefiting me. I need to make sure that it's benefiting others. I need to make sure that I'm using it in the right way. I mustn't abandon it. I mustn't suppress it. I mustn't abuse the knowledge that God has kindly given to me, allowed me to gain this knowledge. Again, I would not gain this knowledge if it wasn't the tawfiq that was given to me by Allah. And the best of type of knowledge is that which benefits. So I need to make sure that the knowledge that I am gaining is benefiting me, and in this way then Allah will then open up my heart to the hidden knowledge. So the knowledge that I can acquire through books, through lectures, through reading, through research is only up to a certain level. Then if I use the knowledge that I acquire in order to get closer to Allah, then Allah will actually then give me the hidden knowledges, which is like a light that he puts into my heart, which comes directly from him. So the knowledge of the hidden is one of the secrets of Allah, which he divulges into the hearts of whom he wishes from amongst his servants. So one of the things that the knowledge should do is make me his servant, his slave, make me submit to his will, because that is the only way that I am actually benefiting from the knowledge that I'm acquiring, that I'm actually making use of the knowledge that he has allowed me to gain. And in that way, then he will give me the knowledge of the hidden realm, the knowledge that will then give me true marifah of him, inshallah. We pray that Allah gives us the tawfiq in order to acquire knowledge and actually put it into action so that it benefits us, so that it opens our hearts for Him then to give us the knowledge of the hidden realm, inshallah. Please join me tomorrow to continue on our journey on dua, bringing it home, looking specifically at dua Makarimul Akhlaq. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.